Well, the main thing that surprised me about Deadly Creatures is the way it looks. Because my kids play video games, and a lot of them are a little bit, I mean, sometimes they almost look like stop motion. They can be so cheesy. And this one is, it's kind of like watching a movie, in a lot of ways. Now I'm doing the actor part. This is the part where I'll look through here and see how much of this I have to do. Well, I've always been fascinated by rattlesnakes. And that's one, but I got to tell you, the two main characters, I guess you'd say, the scorpion and the tarantula, really, they're like these legendary guys when they first meet up, and it was with the music going along with it and everything. It was just a very intense moment. So it was almost like two actors meeting each other in a gunfight or something, in a 40s Western, like Gary Cooper meeting Kirk Douglas or something like that. And so I'd have to, I got to tell you, I'm kind of impressed by the scorpion. That tail, I'd say that has to be my favorite thing of any of the creatures.
I like it.
Or something like that. Like they're walking around everything. It's like, I'm going to have to loosen my drawers. They're tight or something. I don't know.
Perfect. Yeah, I'd love to hear a few of those.
I'm a little raw. Yeah, when I was a kid, I guess probably I had a fascination and a fear of snakes, and I kind of got along with snakes, but, I had to. They were everywhere. I was bitten by a copperhead when I was about 12. And the rattlesnake and the coral snake, I think maybe the coral snake more than anything fascinated me because they don't have fangs like most snakes. They strike you, right? Well, a coral snake has just a little row of teeth. And that's why not many people get bitten or killed, especially by coral snakes, even though they're deadly poisonous, because in order to bite you, they have a small kind of mouth. They have to actually get in, like in between your fingers or something, like where there's a small spot where they can do it. And when they bite you, they saw it like that. They chew you like that. And I always thought, wow, that's kind of cool if you like being terrified. But there was something about them, just that the stripes, and there used to be a saying about coral snakes, because there's a king snake that looks just like a coral snake, only the stripes are different, in a different order. And it was some kind of saying like, red and yellow, friendly fellow, red and black, get back. So, in other words, if the black ones touch the red ones, or something like that. But yeah, coral snakes fascinated me. Man alive, I'm raw. I mean, my nuts, feels like I cut them with a razor blade and poured alcohol on it. Sometimes when you sweat and you walk a lot in these kind of britches, it does that to you. You know what I mean. You raw? When I first came to California, on the first run, I came to California originally to San Diego. I was too afraid to come to LA, and I lived with my aunt and uncle and my cousins for about a half a year. And I had this, it was really my cousin's snake, but he kind of gave it to me. It was a rosy boa. And she was like, that long, maybe like 2 feet long or whatever it was. And I was playing with a band down in Lemon Grove, California, which is just south of San Diego there. And I was going to band rehearsal one night, and I had this old beat-up car that the, the console didn't shut good. And that's kind of where I kept the snake when I was on the way down there, because the guys thought it'd be a fun idea if we used the snake in the show like Alice Cooper, right? Of course, Alice had a huge snake, and this was just like this little rosy boa. And she was fine. I mean, she wouldn't bite at you unless you like popped her in the nose or something. I used to do that for fun every now and then. We played with each other, So anyway, I'm driving down to Lemon Grove for band rehearsal from a little town called Lakeside, which is there by San Diego. And I have the snake in the console. And I'm driving along, and in those days I had really long hair. It was down to almost like my waist. And I had big Ted Nugent-like hair. And the snake gets out of the console, which I was used to, and she liked to wrap herself around your arm. So she wraps herself around my arm, starts crawling up, and so she goes into my hair. And it gets up in here, so half of her's still down my arm, the rest is here. And then she comes out of my hair, right here. And I'm at a stoplight, and I looked over, and there's this old couple sitting next to me, and I look over, and so here's this long-haired Ted Nugent-looking guy with a snake that looks like it's coming out of his head. You know, it was pretty weird. And the woman looked like she was going to have like an aneurysm or something, right, or a coronary or something right on the spot. And after that, I started doing it all the time. I'd kind of encourage her to get up here when I was in traffic so she could, you know, come out of my hair and stuff. Yeah. And George Struggs, he got what's coming to him.